What is going on, guys? Jason Burke here, Styles Clash for life, coming at you on YouTube with another episode of The Drive-In. This is my second of 3 movies that I am reviewing that are pretty newish in the last 6 months or so. I'm reviewing 3 movies tonight. This is my second one for The Drive-In tonight. Please excuse me if I'm dry-mouthed. I am a little sweaty. I'm coming off medication from major surgery. Again, TMI probably, too much information, but it's super hot here as well in Pittsburgh. It's like 85 in my house, and I'm not getting much ventilation with the air, so I'm very hot and sweaty and dry-mouthed. With that being said, though, I want to review a movie that it seems like nobody likes tonight. I just watched this yesterday. It came out early 2018. It is called Truth or Dare. All the reviews that I'd heard of before seeing this, hated it. All the reviews that I've seen after watching this movie, hated it. Everyone that I've spoken to about this movie hates it. I had every reason not to like it, but you know what? I kind of did. I kind of did like it. I talked about this with Happy Death Day. I talked about this in my last review with Wish Upon. But I'm kind of digging lately. It's weird for a 31-year-old male to say this, being a lifelong horror fan. But I'm kind of digging the teenage horror genre lately. Most people hate these movies. But I didn't hate it. It wasn't a special film, but I didn't hate it. Let's get into it. I know Rotten Tomatoes has like a 17%, and like Metacritic has like 1 out of 5. Like this has very low expectations and low reviews. The director of this film, Truth or Dare, which came out in early 2018, the director is Jeff Widlow, who directed and wrote Kick-Ass 2, and a personal underrated favorite of mine, Cry Wolf. I was doing research on Jeff Widlow for this video and found out that he wrote and directed Cry Wolf, and I love that movie. I discovered that a long time ago, and I'm a huge fan. I wish I had known this before going in to see the movie, but I did not. It stars Lucy Hale and Tyler Posey. Lucy Hale, of course, Pretty Little Liars fame. Tyler Posey is on, what's the Wolf show for MTV? Is it Teen Wolf? Teen Wolf, I think. Those two are the stars in this. In this movie, basically, again, this is another kind of, it's an original premise. It is something we haven't seen too much of. We've seen probably little shorts like it, but this is the first time we're seeing it kind of on a big screen. Great premise and good idea, and they could have done a lot of things with it, and they didn't. They took it like halfway. I only wrote a few notes down for each movie after I did the casting stuff, and one of my notes is it went halfway. Without giving spoilers away, the idea of the movie stars the 3 main characters: Lucy Hale's Olivia, Marky, and then Lucas. It's the girl Olivia is this really kind of environmentalist, do-gooder, positive character. Lucy Hale's acting is a major positive in this movie, as it always is. Lucy Hale's very likable. She puts a lot of effort into her stuff. I've always been a fan of hers. She plays Olivia to a T in this movie. It's one of the bright spots. Her best friend Marky, I didn't write down who played her, but I should have because she was pretty solid. And Marky's boyfriend Lucas, who kind of has a little triangle going on with Olivia and his girlfriend Marky. The idea is they all go on spring break together, like 6 friends. They go on spring break to Mexico for their last college hurrah together. They wind up. Olivia meets a guy who kind of takes them in to play a game of Truth or Dare. And without giving too much away, the game of Truth or Dare gets way too real and starts to follow the friends back home into real life. And the premise, which you'll see in the trailer, this is not a spoiler, but the idea is you tell the truth when you're asked or you die. You do the dare when you're asked or you die, and you can't escape the game. You have to take your turn or you die. Again, they kind of took an old teenage trope we all played Truth or Dare. We have all heard the stories about Truth or Dare. We've seen little shorts about it. And they took this trope and kind of made kind of an overall formulaic film around it, which was good in theory and okay in execution. I've got to say, this film could have gone way further with the deaths, with the gore, with some of the situations. Of course, the characters had some nice interplay with each other, especially with the Olivia, Marky, and Lucas triangle. There were some truths, some secrets that came out in the group, but they could have done more with this. Those 3 characters did well, but the supporting characters didn't have much going on. There wasn't much building of character on that. Some of the truths were just a little silly. Some of the dares had potential to be special and have really good tense building moments. And some of the gore and the deaths could have been really cool, but they were just brief and they were kind of cut too soon. The editing of this film was a little weird. I wasn't a big fan of the editing. As far as cinematography, I think it was fine. The Mexico stuff was shot cool. There was some good driving scenes. Some of the buildings, like the chapels and churches and stuff they used, were good. But the idea is the main characters must find a way to stop this game and find out what the secrets behind this game are before they all have to die or tell truths to each other that they cannot come back from as friends. So there is some tension in that. There's one really good death scene or tension-building scene where somebody's up on a roof and kind of has this vertigo thing where they have to kind of drink and walk on a roof. That is a really good tense-building scene, kind of gives you the vertigo thing. Aside from that, the dares weren't that daring, and the truths were just hit or miss in this movie. So some bright spots, some not so bright spots. One thing I will say, when some characters do die, the friends of that character didn't have much of a reaction to it. It was like, oh, somebody died? Okay, let's move on to the next thing. Or, oh, one of our friends just died. Let's crack a joke. Or let's talk about other drama in the group. So some of the reactions, some of the acting outside of the main three characters, not that great. Also, the Joker faces. I put bad Joker face reactions. Whenever the Truth or Dare thing came out, they would have this little effect where people would they'd go Truth or Dare, and they'd have this big wide Snapchat filter, this big Joker smiley face on their face, and it looked very fake and very funny. It was meant to be a very scary, kind of catch you off guard, changing of tone thing, and it just came across very silly and very stupid. So that was, in my opinion, the worst part of the movie. But all in all, for like an hour and 25 minutes, or whatever it was paced okay. Stuff was happening the entire time. The Truth or Dare thread was done throughout the movie, and I did quite like Lucy Hale's acting, and I did like the triangle, the two girls and the boyfriend. I thought they were all pretty strong, and I thought that thread of that storyline and some of their past and their secrets were very good. So that was the high mark for me. And the ending was pretty cool. I'm not going to give it away, but I did like the innovative way that it ended, which may possibly lead to future films or future spin-off ideas of the film. So that was a positive as well. So all in all, I think I've talked more negative than positive, but all in all, I give this a 6 out of 10. I think slightly better than average, but could have been way better than it was. So what did you guys think of this movie? Tell me in the comment section down below. I want to talk to you guys and go back and forth about this film. So that is my opinion of Truth or Dare, guys. This has been The Drive-In, and I'm going to come back for one more review, so stay with me and watch that one as well. Lock your doors, stay scared. I'll talk to you guys soon.